Welcome to the Very Merry Life podcast, unfiltered, unscripted, and always relatable as fuck. I'm your host, Mary Hendricks, and you might know me from Instagram as That Relatable AF Mama, who hopefully feels like an old friend at this point. And if not, hang tight and join in as things get real, honest, and probably a bit too TMI as I, and the help of some amazing guests, dive into all things mom life, marriage, sex, and more. No experts, just real life moms talking real life things. So get ready to laugh lots, cry occasionally, and leave feeling seen, supported, and inspired. Making friends is hard enough as an adult, let alone as a mom, but all of that changes right here and now. So hang on, lean in, virtually clink whatever glass you have nearby with mine, and let's go. All right. Hi. Hello. So I know it's not Tuesday. Well, you're hearing this on Wednesday. I'm recording this on Tuesday, and that's because Mama has been a little scatterbrained, and I'm trying to reconfigure this podcast, which is something I'm going to be doing more on Instagram. So if you follow me on Instagram, totally be sure to head over there, check out my stories today. If you're listening today on Wednesday, the 23rd, November 23rd, be sure to head over to my Instagram stories because I'm going to be picking your brains a little bit about this podcast. I love it. I love this whole thing. I have no plans on stopping anytime soon. It's more just like what I want it to be. That's where I'm at. Yes, that's where I'm at. I like the idea of every Tuesday and Thursday, every Tuesday and Friday is an episode. So Tuesday, technically, this is Wednesday, whatever. Twice a week, you get an episode. One of those episodes is going to be an interview with someone of some sort. And what the other day is, what I'm thinking Tuesday is going to be, it's going to be Tuesday Booze Day. Kev came up with the idea. And that's another thing. Kev and I were originally doing coffee chats with Kevin Mayer, and I've decided to stop for a little bit because it's hard. One, just with Kev's schedule and everything, it's just been hard to get him to sit down and find the time for us to do that. It's hard for us to do that, especially when we have the free time. I would much rather not be doing work with him. So that's what we've decided to do. But also it just gets hard where we're not the perfect couple. Kev and I have a pretty damn good relationship, but we're not perfect by any means. And I don't ever want it to come across as preachy. I never want this podcast to come across as preachy because I'm not an expert. I'm just a real life mom who's going to bring other real life moms on to talk real life things. That's literally it. Sometimes you're going to get people with an expertise or with a field, but chances are it's not going to be very often. And when it does happen, it's still going to be very conversational. It's not going to be very structured. And it's not going to be very instructional, if that makes sense. And that's what I want this space to be. I want this to be if you were to come over, knock on my door after having a long day, you can do so. We'll go sit out on my front porch and we will pour a little beverage, whatever that might be. Again, you don't have to drink in order to be my friend, and we will go and chat. And as a friend, we're going to make you laugh, but that's not all we're going to do. And I recently had someone on Instagram leave a nasty message. Basically, they were mad that I made a serious reel. And they said, by the way, I hate these serious reels. Go back to your funny stuff. It's much more entertaining. And I was like, okay. But at the end of the day, I don't give a shit about that because I am trying to be the mom next door. I essentially want to be that for you, where I'm not just going to be telling you knock knock jokes all day. I'm going to be here to make you laugh and cry. Sometimes we can cry together and then make you laugh again. And we've gone through this before. You're going to see you're not alone. And that's exactly what's going to happen. So I think that's what Tuesdays are going to become. Tuesdays are going to be Tuesday Booze Day. And I know that sounds like we're boozing up, which might happen depending on who I have on. But what I would like essentially is every so often, and every now and again, it might just be me because, again, it's just a solo episode right now, which is fine. But ideally, I would like someone to talk to. It's more fun for me. I think it would be more fun for you guys listening. And Tuesday Booze Day is going to be us bringing another co-host. So it's going to be a guest co-host. So it's going to switch. And then obviously, if you guys fall in love with any of my co-hosts, then we can always have them back on. That's the great thing. And Tuesday, we can either booze it up, and if that's what you want, or it's going to be us talking taboos. You get it? Booze day. Booze, taboos. That's what's happening. I actually kind of really enjoy that idea. Like I said, Kev came up with that idea, and I love it because that opens the door for so many conversations. Because I recently, I asked a while back about different taboos, and it was a bunch of like, the input from you guys was pretty good, but there was like, someone put in, let me see if I can find it. They said like a bunch of motherhood taboos and marriage taboos and sleeping in different beds, and like motherhood ones was like, what if you actually regret your decision to be a mom? Like that was one subject, which I think like that's a really good subject. So I think I want to talk about that. But someone put in, let me see. Oh my gosh, made me laugh. You guys make me laugh. That's why I enjoy this page so much, because it's just so much fun. Let's see. I cannot just go off cuff and not read it verbatim, because the way it was written was just too fucking funny. Okay. Okay, where are you? Okay, Taboo Tuesday. Let's see. So it said, like, so different ideas. Stay-at-home dads, pelvic organ prolapse, husbands being the primary caretaker, co-sleeping, unsolicited advice, edibles, smoking weed when you're a mom. Like, again, all of these are taboo things. Like, I love this. And then having one child, that's another one. Let's see. Separate bank accounts, not showering. Who the fuck doesn't shower? Wait, what? Okay. Weed instead of wine. Actually wanting to take time away from your kids. Budgeting. Yeah, not liking to be a mom sometimes. Gender disappointment. Differing desires for sex. How often people really have sex. Having a messy house. Natural family planning. Using melatonin on your kids. Adopting a baby as a single mom. There's a lot, but the one that made me laugh the most was oral sex, licking assholes, wanting threesomes, including your significant other. So guys, there's a lot to go on here, and that's what's going to be happening from now on. I don't know if it's going to happen next week, so just fair warning, because it's the holiday, it's Thanksgiving. I don't think I'm going to have someone disrupt their holiday weekend to talk about licking assholes, but I will be having guests on, and that's what's going to be happening. So tomorrow, like I said, or today, if you're listening today on the 22nd or 23rd, totally be sure to head to my stories. That way you can input your ideas, but also input. I cannot talk. Input people you would like to see be a co-host. And again, this is going to be different than a guest. A guest will be kind of like on Fridays. That's when I'm going to bring in someone that can share their story, share their expertise, share encouragement, things like that. A co-host is going to be kind of like you're getting me and another mom best friend. Like you're having like someone else. Like when you come over to my house, let's set the stage right now. It's been a fucking shit day. Your kids drove you batshit crazy, or your husband and you aren't getting along, or maybe you don't have kids, maybe you don't have a husband, maybe shit's just going off in your life and you just feel lost, or you had a bad day at work, or whatever. And you come and knock on my door. Ready? I answer and I say, hi, hello, new friend. And, not new friend. Hello, whoever your name is. We've known each other for years. Come sit down. Let's go outside and we're going to shoot the shit. And that's what we're going to do. And that's exactly how it's going to feel. Like I just invited you over. And then, hey, look, across the street, our other great mom best friend. That's what the co-host is going to feel like. Okay? Does that sound good? That's what's going to happen. So again, I don't know if it's going to happen next Tuesday. It's all going to depend as to when I can get someone on here. But that's Tuesday Booze Day. It's going to be so fucking good. I'm so excited. Anyway, I'm going to keep this short because it's 8:32 p.m. as I'm recording this. And I want to go lay in my bed. I have water next to me, so you'd be shocked at that. I did have wine with dinner, but nothing crazy. The kids are all asleep. I'm going to side note this. Today was the first day I have not at all breastfed. That's kind of crazy. I will say I'm hurting a little bit. My boob, I've been pumping. I pumped 3 times today. And again, I'm not switching over to pumping. So anyone that's breastfeeding, you might know. I'm trying to be done breastfeeding. And that could be like another taboo topic is like people that don't like breastfeeding. I do not like breastfeeding. I have only breastfed because one, it came easy to me. Honestly, it has never been an issue. My milk supply always came in very quick. My milk supply with Haley came in within 12 hours. It was crazy. It was wild. And I have an easier time. This time was a little bit harder. I had for being the third time, I don't know if that makes a difference. I had an oversupply this time and a very, very, very strong letdown, which was making things very hard. In the beginning, like for the first 6 weeks. And then finally it all stabilized and then it was perfectly fine from there on out. But the thing, see, this is what happens. I'm sorry. Did that make you yawn? This time Haley hasn't been taking a bottle. And so I've just been breastfeeding and I'm almost 9 months postpartum with her. She'll be 9 months in 7 days and it's just, or no, 6 days. And it's just, it's been great. I'm so glad that I've been able to do this long and whatever, but I'm done mentally. I am so tapped out. I've never liked breastfeeding. It's just, I'm not comfortable with it, doing it out in public. I've gotten better at it now, so I will. But I don't like feeling like I'm tied down and it's just mentally exhausting and it's a lot of work. And, yeah. So I'm trying to get her off the boob. Granted, she's not really taking a bottle. She is taking a bit of a sippy cup. Today I got her to take a good amount of breast milk from a sippy cup, which was a big deal. However, my boob is hurting right now because one, she bit it yesterday, which was the catalyst of all of this was the fact that she bit it really fucking hard. And nope. Mm-mm. But two, because she's not eating, I don't think she's draining it as well as my pump can, and my boob is feeling very full, which makes me want to nurse because I do not want to deal with like clogged duct or mastitis or anything like that. So that's where I'm at. Yeah. We'll have to talk about that at a later date. So anyway, that's what's happening. Thanksgiving is in 2 days. Or again, if you're listening to this on Wednesday, the 23rd, it's tomorrow. I am doing Thanksgiving part 1 for my in-laws at my house on Wednesday today. Again, if you're listening today. And then we do part 2, which is with my parents on Thanksgiving Day. That's kind of how we've always done it. I've always just kind of separated it. It's been easier for us to do it that way. I prepare everything at my house and, that's the way it's always been. There's more to that story that at some point someone had asked, by the way, for me to cover in-law drama, because I had said on my Instagram stories, someone had asked me how I am with my in-laws and, how I am with my mother-in-law. And I responded saying that we're amicable, and that is true. And someone said I was ballsy for saying that because whatever, one, she doesn't have social media. Two, I blocked all of Kevin's family. I blocked all of my family for the most part. I don't need anyone to see this shit because it's not for them. We've also just, there's people that look at my stuff and then like to go tattletale. So whatever it is. But with that being said, we're fine. Him and I are fine, but I also will, I'm always happy to cover that. It's not the best relationship. That's as far as I'm going to mention here. And one day maybe I can cover more, but I want to be respectful of Kevin and I want to be respectful of, my family, and I want to be respectful of my kids because that is their grandparent or grandmother and their aunts and stuff like that. And I don't, it's family and they're, it is what it is. So I'm going to tread lightly on that one day. But with that in mind, yeah, if you deal with that, my DMs are open. Let's just leave it at that. that. So with that being said, happy Thanksgiving. Yeah. I hope if you're celebrating, if not, that's okay. But if you do celebrate, if you're in the US and you're celebrating Thanksgiving tomorrow, I hope you guys unplug, go enjoy, go have like a really great time. Like intentful, is that a word? Full of intention time. Like put your phones down, really soak in the moment. Like, especially like for us, this is Haley's first Thanksgiving. This is our first Thanksgiving as a family of 5. Like I remember last year being pregnant. I remember what shirt I was wearing. Like it's very weird that I'm here with her at almost 9 months old. It's actually mind boggling, but, yeah, go have the best time. And in giving thanks, because that's what I'm here for, to be all sappy, I really do want to say thank you for all of you that have been listening and very supportive and just, have encouraged me both with social media and Instagram and this podcast and are continuing to encourage me. I really love this. I really love this. There's a reason why I have been working so hard. It's because I truly enjoy it. It doesn't feel like work because I've just been loving it so much. So you all are to thank for that. I wouldn't be able to do any of this if it weren't for you. Like that's the biggest thing that I think sometimes people forget is like, it's the followers. It's the people that hit that follow button that, give this all purpose. Otherwise I would just be talking to my microphone and no one else. And I know I'm actually talking to people. And that's what's actually really cool about all of this. You have become very close friends of mine. And I know a lot of people can say that, but I do consider you all to be friends. And some of you I even consider almost like family because I talk to you daily I've been talking to you daily for over 2 years, and that's wild. So with that being said, happy Thanksgiving. Stay tuned for more to come. And stay tuned for Friday. There will be a new podcast out on Friday, and this one is going to be good. They're all going to be good. I have some really fucking awesome guests coming up, really awesome podcasts coming up, real conversations, real inspiring stories, and just you won't want to miss it. So thanks. Another episode down and way more to go, but thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this episode and you would like to help support this podcast, I would love for you to subscribe. I'd love for you to share it with others and post about it on your own social media or leave a rating and review. I cannot tell you how helpful and how appreciated those things are for me. Of course, to catch all the latest from me, you can follow me over on Instagram at The Very Merry Life, over on TikTok, The Very Merry Life, and even if you wanted to check out my monthly newsletter, you can do so by subscribing over at theverymerrylife.com. I'll see you next week. Stay tuned for more honest, raw, real chit chat. I have some amazing moms lined up coming on, and shit's going to get fun. So buckle up, Buttercup. It's going to be good.